Good morning. Another day of Momo strategy today. Welcome back. Now, unfortunately, I just got on and missed this retest of VWAP setup on PRFX. We had some news on April 5th, but stock is low float. So this has been a nice entry from 293 up to 330. Up 50% on the day, but I don't think it's strong enough for me to trade a high day squeeze on it. Pulled back a little bit too much here. See what happens with it. If it gets a surge of volume at 7 a.m., then I might trade it, but leave it alone for a little bit. And we've got PFSA below VWAP. Not interested. Too cheap. It is up 80% though. Maybe we stick that on a side chart in case it gets volume. 7 a.m. for breakthrough VWAP. AIB is up 68%, but the float is too high. SLGB too cheap. ETBD not up enough. Below VWAP, a bit cheaper. It's mainly just watching PFSA, PFRX. Might throw let's see for some continuation setups possibly. What about SkyQ? SkyQ came back down and kind of consolidated sideways. It's up 218%. Maybe we watch this one for continuation. Why is we just gotta keep an eye on what's moving right now? So for those that haven't watched my extra stream that I did yesterday, the only change to my strategy is right now is that I'm generally going to avoid curling patterns because those are the main patterns that have not been working recently in this cold market because of these short selling algorithms and whatnot. We're not going to trade them. I'm going to keep an eye on them though, because it was a low sample size, right? It was only 5 trades, but it was 0 out of 5. It was really bad. For me to recoup that accuracy, I would have to trade like, I don't know, like 10 winners in a row for it to have a decent amount of accuracy on a curling pattern in this cold market, which I don't think is going to happen. So we're going to generally avoid those, but we are going to watch to see if I see a curling pattern. I'll verbally say where my entry is and then see if I was right. just because I'm curious, but. Oh, we're just waiting for 7 a.m. See what happens here. All these, each one of them gets volume. PRFX bouncing off of VWAP again. 5-day was 331. If I were to enter down here, then we have like 25 cents to move almost. MACD is negative right now. I'm gonna wait for 7 a.m. I would like the surge of volume. We got 2 minutes left on this red candle. $45 seconds to 7 a.m. Breakthrough. A 24,000 share seller up there. I don't like that we went up to 315, came all the way back down to 330. The FSA is also having a surge of volume here because it's our leading gainer. And just rejected off of VWAP. Keep an eye on that one as well. Do we break 350? Do we pull away here? Yeah, the first pullback. Pulling back a little bit too much. I really trust it too much because it doesn't have fresh news. Float is lower and it is up 70% of the day, which is nice, but I had that rejection at 350, and then once it broke 350, it only pushed up 20 cents. So it's grinding. The FSA pushed through VWAP. I would like to see a proper setup on it. I'm not going to jump in it because it's a lower price. A false breakout there at 380. First candle to make a new high. Double top. FSA coming back up here. Thinking this might be a little bit of a bear trap that closed below and ripped back above. But red candle's a little bit bigger. This ended up working up to 160. On these lower price stocks, if you decide to get in them for a setup like this, you want at minimum 5 cents a share, which it did pull 5 cents a share. Your target is 10 cents. If you get in at like 150 and you try to take profit as it approaches 160, I would purchase like $1,000 account. I would have purchased like 250 shares, sold half up to 160. And 180 is the breakout type day. So this would have worked as a retest, VWAP retest setup. I'm trying to be a little bit more picky with my accuracy though. It is the leading gainer. At 6 a.m. news. But I know these VWAP retest setups haven't been working as well for me in the last couple of weeks. And the stock is a bit cheaper. And that red candle looked to be a little bit large, but this would have worked very well, actually. 150 up to 170 on a $1 stock. It's pretty good. If you get 15 cents out of 250 shares, it's more than $30. It should have brought me above a cold market daily goal. But I'm wanting to wait for fresh news, something that looks good and is moving. I'm gonna turn my camera off and eat some breakfast for a little bit while we wait for something to pop up. Just waiting. Didn't see anything at 7:15. RFX certainly isn't trading like a 700,000 share float. Like, we've got 3 million shares in a single 5-minute candle back here. We're continuing to get like 700,000 shares selling, 300 shares, 400,000 shares in some of these candles down here. Like, the float must be incorrect that I have. What does it say on TradingView? Here's PRFX. Market. TradingView also says 700,000. I don't believe it's I don't believe it's 700,000. Israel company. Don't know. But if that's the case and the float is actually 700,000, then that means that it's traded almost 2.20 yeah, almost 20 times or more than 20 times its float in terms of its volume. 17 million shares of volume. 10 times 700,000 is 7 million. 714 Yeah, it's like 25 times its float. Pretty crazy. FSA. This would be like a moving average pullback type of setup for me. Where 191 would also be an entry. Not very much room to move to high of day though. I don't know. MACD's almost crossed over. Although this one is the leading gainer, it's cheaper. C, 30% biotech. Volume is still light. High of day is up over 989. Room to 30. Got volume coming in, 500,000 share float. But what is there news? Let's see news. There you go, starting to pull away. Up 71%. The problem with this stock, why I'm not rushing to jump in, is because I don't see news and it's above $10. So it's a bit riskier for me to get in. In a cold market, my price range is like $1 to $10. I got that high volume selling on the 1 minute as well. No. We had news and we're up almost, we are the second leading gainer. We were when we popped up there to 12. Then I might have considered it, even though it was a bit higher priced. But since we don't have news, it's higher priced. That's a bit riskier. Then I don't really want to jump in and take a big loss as my first trade. This would be a retest of VWAP for his candle to make a new high for a reclaim of 1269. But I'm kind of, I don't know, kind of hands off. Ross looks like he might be interested, but with that Mimic seller popping up there again, a 21,000 share seller, 1191. RFX has just been stair stepping down. PFSA broke high of day, failed on the first 1 minute pullback. So we're just waiting for 7:30. This is about a minute and a half. I'll turn my camera back on. I'll continue eating if there's no news. So we break back up through 11 here on MLAC. It might be a bear trap setup. But it rejects. So it fails. All right, watching 7:30. MLEC coming back up to test it a second time. Has some support down here at 980, which is that previous breakout. BTBD. Restaurants and bars. Hmm. Renex popping up. Renewal of partnership. It's almost up 20%. Recent reverse split with room on the 200. And that candle was 245. Break 250, but then we come back down. I don't like that topping tail on the 1 minute. It's kind of hard to trust because we got topping tails on all of the 1 minute candles right now. One topping tail, two topping tail, three topping tail. It pops up and then drops down and then holds the 9 EMA, then pops up and drops down, then holds the 9 EMA. Is it going to do it again or is it going to fail? Because it's the first, second, and third pullback now. And it's not really pulling away very quickly. Middle AC broke up back through VWAP. Still, I don't want to trade a high priced stock with no news. I'm gonna pass. So Renex here, high of that is 260. High is 267. If we break 267, we rejected. W by popping up. The low float. What is the news on this? Launches enabled mice division. It seems to be the only one that's actually moving, though. Pops up to 1280. And then pops up and then it's pulled back down. I don't know how I can trust this. Yeah, almost every single candle has a topic tail on it. I have to wait for it to squeeze and squeeze out these short sellers for me to even consider it. If it pops up to 1350 maybe. You have this daily level at 1242. Hmm. Every time it pops up to 13, it gets pushed back down. It needs to break 13 here. Beginning to turn into a cup and handle at that 1269, that $13 level. So if it breaks, then maybe. Our next breaking high of day there, but it just doesn't feel strong enough either. Keep watching it to see. So I'm surprised MLEC is still holding this long at the on the 10-second 20 EMA. Ross, this is the longest I've ever seen Ross hold a trade. Because he's been in this since it popped up to 13 here for the past 5 minutes. He's kind of going down with the ship right now. Take a look at Renex. High, that is 280. I don't know. There's a big shooting star on the 1 minute now. This stock, it has fresh news. It's up 40%, but it just doesn't feel strong. It feels quickly traded. I don't know if this headline is strong enough. It's just a renewal of a partnership. So, a partnership that they already had. So, nothing changed. It's just status quo. That's basically what this headline is, if I'm reading it correctly. It's a good thing, but is it strong? Not really. FCUV popping up 745. Needs more volume. I don't know what the news is on it. Room up to the 20. I'd like to see what the news is on this thing, but it is moving quickly. So, watching. That candle is 662. But I don't know what the news is. It's the thing. I couldn't see a safe entry, and I couldn't see what the news was. It was moving very quickly. I could have bought this dip at 6, but near support was 50 cents away. It was down at like 545. Ross got in up here and ended up losing on it. I was considering getting in up here just because it was moving so quickly, but it's just in this market, if I don't see the news, it's difficult to trust. A little bit of a bear trap potentially for break back through 560. That high volume selling makes it hard to just getting back in. It is up 76%, which is good. I have that 1 minute candle is 588. Ten seconds left on that 1 minute candle. This is with a topping tail. It's close to 7 but rejects. This thing is not trading very cleanly. One minute left on the 5-minute candle. Hmm. I'm going to take a position here. The stop of 730. Take some profit up here at 760. And then I'll hold to see what happens here. Right now, I'm going to test my theory of exit indicators here. So I'm going to wait for a double top. Previous high of that 1 minute candle was 789. I'm waiting for it to come back up and test. Stop is going to be around 745 because I don't want to take a loss on this trade. It breaks back below 750. Should be holding the 9 EMA right now. I'm looking for it to pop back up to 789. So does it pop back up here? Does it break 789 or does it fail? So it failed. So I'm going to take the rest. So small winner. If I had taken the rest of the profit up at 770. Actually, I should have immediately taken profit. Well, I did kind of immediately take profit as soon as the shooting star formed, but I probably should have taken it a bit sooner up at 760, considering the green candle was a shooting star. That was my inexperience with the strategy coming into play there. Could have taken more profit there instead of having my other 50% of my shares being only a 10-cent winner. Coming back up. I could have considered a re-entry there, but this thing hasn't been trading very smoothly at all. Just gonna quickly go over. I don't know if I'm gonna take more positions on this. It needs to pull away. Like it's so choppy. But just a recap of why I entered back here. So 7 seemed to be a resistance level here. Because back here it was previous resistance up at 715. So I thought that it might bounce off of the 20 EMA after the first breakout, which, resistance becomes support. And it formed an entry candle here. So I got in at 730, expecting it to pop back up, which it did. Could have taken a little bit more profit up at 780, maybe, considering how choppy it's been, instead of trying to hold half. But this is also a stock that it's a lower float. It has the potential to move. It's just when do short sellers get squeezed out? That's the thing. Like Ross is red on this stock. It's super choppy. I don't know. Might take my little bit of profit and be happy on this one and wait for something else. It is 8 a.m. We need another breakout on this stock. Kind of what I'm thinking. We're forming a topping tail on the 5-minute here. MACD is close to crossing over. We do have a bit of an ABCD on the 2-minute, but there's that false rejection, that false breakout here. This is about to be our leading gainer, though. On no news. If it breaks above 830. When do shorts capitulate? And stop trying to push the stock down. A nice hammer there, 772. But MACD is negative now. I think I'm going to wait for a breakout on this one. Renex ended up selling off, as I expected. PFSA is just going sideways. The other two top leading gainers are higher floats. W buy is pulling away. It's cheaper though. Hey Spooky, welcome back. Yeah, FCUV was really spooky. It super choppy. I got one trade in on it, and I'm testing out one of my hypotheses for exit indicators for holding winners longer, but it didn't end up working out too well. Otherwise, I would have been able to sell maybe up at like 780 rather than 746. But that is the nature of testing. We're gonna find out whether it works or not. But yeah, no, I'm not taking any more trades on that thing until it breaks out. It's selling off right now. Yeah, that's kind of what I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for something with news that's capturing attention that's a good price range. Like the couple of these $1 stocks are popping up here. I could have taken some trades on them for VWAP setups. It's just hard for me to determine if the news is significant. Other than that, like MLEC popped up, but no news. So, and it was higher price. It was above $10 at the time that I was looking to trade it. It's like, what, bit risky. FCUV's popped up. Also no news. Popped up to 100%, but it's super choppy. Like so far, it's been rough. I am hoping this is the start of a hot market. We have we've been having some good moves the past few days. Like although Thursday and Wednesday were grindy, they still popped up over 150%. Like I would say, yeah, this is kind of like the midpoint. Like people are still scared, but it feels like it could transition into a hotter market for sure. Like how's the S&P 500 doing right now? Trying to come back up and test the 200 EMA. US oil is still at all-time highs, gap down, but not very much. FCUV coming back up a little bit. This would have sort of been like a bear trap setup that I would have maybe considered, but I don't know. I don't trust it. It would have worked. 50 over 50 cents there, a pop on that bear trap with that 1 minute entry candle. High is 830 on this. Yeah, that's when the FOMO starts to set in. Sit on the sidelines being scared for 1,000% move, and then everyone's like, all right, that can't happen again. Pops up to 850, come back down all the way to 8 here on FCUV. Hmm. Not really too much else moving. I mean, this could capture attention. People are trading those penny stocks a little bit, but W buy sold off. The FSA is selling off. Yeah, MACD is still crossed over. Like it's still negative, but it's about to cross over, so it could break 850 here and squeeze up. But like it's the only thing moving right now. So it has significant volume. It got like 500,000 shares in that single candle. Yeah, it's really hard to trust though. Mm. So leading gainer up 144%. I'm not sure what the catalyst on this is. If it comes back up to retest 850 and double tops a third time here, then it's definitely going to roll over, but I don't know. I'm not touching it until it breaks. It starts pulling away. See what it does here. Yeah, there it goes, rejecting again. There's the rejection candle that I was expecting. It's probably why short sellers are shorting it so aggressively. If there's no reason for it to be popping up like this. Then they probably expect it to roll over. Another penny stock popping up, ADTX. $8.18. Another 12 minutes till 8:30. Just waiting. Keep FCV on a side chart for a second. Heavy buy, selling off. EFSA still going sideways. DTX. Another stock popping up with no news. Oops. FCV coming back up a little bit again, most likely, with these successive hammers that are holding the 9. Rejects off of 8, actually. I'm just gonna wait for 8:30. Every time the stock FCV pops up to 8 or 850, I feel like the short sellers are like, how many times do we need to teach you this lesson, old man? And they smack it back down. Trying its best. But it can't seem to do it. Maybe I need to start trading penny stocks more. We've got another bear trap set up here on this penny stock that I've just been ignoring. It has no news, but closes below, 2 candles of consolidation, comes back up. I could have even entered at 119 here, up to 130. 10 cents for a penny stock is pretty decent. So far, I've passed by like three penny stock opportunities that would have worked today. Hmm. 5 minutes to 8:30. And I'm just sitting. Well, if this thing holds long enough, eventually somebody's going to give out. If this thing just cannot, it seems like it just cannot break down the 9 EMA on the 2-minute. If it holds long enough, it's going to break. It's just who breaks first. IOTR popping up. Up 50% already. What is the news? We're right at the 200 on the daily, 385. We popped up and false broke over the 200 and just rejected back down. FCV making an attempt. I'm going to put IOTR on a side chart because it's right below the 200, so I'm not even going to consider it until it breaks. And it's got a big topping tail now. So what's going on here? Came back up, didn't make it. Oh boy, Ross is in that trade at 369. Well, that's not gonna work. Feel bad for Ross. I think the market's getting to him a little bit. I would I wouldn't take this trade at 369 myself, right underneath the 200 like that. Ugh. Maybe he saw something I didn't, but watching 8:30 news. Yeah, I think so. I think that 50,000 max loss on Thursday got to him, and now he's 4 out of 4 almost losers today. I think he did have one winner though. Maybe it's 4 out of 5. He made a little bit back on one trade. I haven't been paying too close attention to him, but I have a stream up on the side here. Just muted. Yeah, for sure. He's the type that makes a ton of money when the market is hot. He still makes a lot of money even when the market's cold, but I think he's used to those big winning days. He gets frustrated when it's red day. Yeah, I agree. I wonder why there's so many no news stocks just popping up to like 50, 60%. I wouldn't really question it in a hot market, but I wouldn't really say this is, like we said before, this is kind of not quite hot yet. At least no news penny stocks. Today we had MLEC, IOTR, and FCUV pop up, no news. Two penny stocks, no news. They've all popped up to like 50%, 60%. Like, it seems like hot market behavior, but then the short sellers are still driving it down. It is chaos. Kind of crazy. So nothing at 8:30. That's interesting for me. It could be. That could be the case. FCUV finally rolling over. Got smacked one too many times. IOTR coming back up to retest the 200 EMA if it breaks 350. We would need a break and hold above 4 for me to be interested in getting in. Yeah, I'm not sure. He got in there since it broke the 200 EMA, but we're right below 4 after rejecting off it. We might just come back down below the 200 again. And he should be, in my opinion, he should be cutting right here since we're below the 200 again. How many shares does he have right now in this trade? 9,500 shares. That's quarter size position that he's still holding from 382. Maybe he's not. I don't remember what his max dollar loss is. Usually he would just kind of like walk away by now instead of taking riskier and riskier trades. Like this trade right here to me is really risky because you have a double top up at 4. We're dancing around the 200 EMA on the daily. He got in like right as it rejected, and he's holding through this, expecting it to come back up and break 4. But it is Ross. I mean, if he feels okay to keep trading, he might like it. Sometimes it might just be one trade. Like he's only down 10K. Sometimes even when he's down this much, like one breaking news stock comes out and he's willing to get in it, and then he just makes $20,000 in a single trade, and then it's like, okay. I think that's one of Ross's. Yeah, that's like one of Ross's big edges. I think is that I watched a YouTube video a while ago about how people who are, they say people who are successful traders, they add to their winners, but they don't add to their losers. And Ross is like the epitome of that. Like he gets really aggressive when he's in a winner. But these losers right now, he's like he buys in, he doesn't really add to them too much. He might be holding, but he's not like adding to them and averaging down too much. I don't think I have either. There might have been one week. I was around back in October when he had that $180,000 max loss. I think that might have been a red week for him. If not, he gave back everything he made prior to the week. So I think he did it like close to the end of the week, if I remember correctly. So the beginning of the end of the week. I don't remember exactly, but I was around for that. But even when he had that $180,000 max loss, he recovered from it really well. He put himself in trade rehab, and he traded with half size until he made it all back. Yeah, for sure. I respect him a lot too. I think he is under a lot of pressure sometimes, though, since everyone holds him to a higher standard. When he has red days like this, sometimes the pressure gets to him a little bit. I don't I don't blame him at all, though. I don't see anything else moving right now. Oh, a KTX just popped up. 8:45 news. So that's right now. Recent reverse split a couple days ago. It's a partnership headline. If this gets volume, I actually really like these partnership headlines. They've been working really well recently. It just needs volume. Is this going to get volume or not? That's the question. It, it wouldn't make any sense to me if the no news stocks pops up and then the one with a partnership headline just doesn't move at all. That would be very weird. High of 586. Well, let me read it. Partnership with Woody XTC, global leader in ADC development and manufacturing. Okay, now it's moving a little bit. Still only 9,000 shares of volume, so risky. Yeah, that might be a good option. I would guess, considering how choppy the market has been pre-market, that there's going to be some traders that are going to have they're going to be down on the day. Long bias traders are going to be down on the day and maybe erratically trading at the open. I'm probably also going to consider that. Just taking my my one win for the day and walking away. Just wait for another day where things just feel better. It's not my cold market daily goal, but it's better than nothing. Better than being red. CUV breaking back through VWAP here. Couple of entry candles on the 5-minute. MACD's crossing over. This would be a bear trap setup for me if I trusted it. It would have worked here. 25 up to 50. We have this support here at like 650. 659, 660. Yeah, previous resistance becomes support. It's would have been an okay bear trap. Closes below, 2 candles of consolidation on the 5, comes back up. 30 cents. Nothing great. Probably just because it's the leading gainer and there's nothing else moving. It's the second leading gainer. The PFSA, what's PFSA doing? PFSA has been going sideways since 7 a.m. So this is the only thing that has any range, any decent range. It is baffling to me though how the no news stock has popped up over 150%, and then this stock with an actual headline just goes sideways with no volume. It doesn't make any sense to me, but here we are. This is the market. I imagine with the S&P 500 still being below the 200 and oil prices rising, the potential for extended war I've been seeing news about how like private credit has the potential to like crash. Pam Bondi just got kicked out of the White House. It's been crazy. So I imagine, yeah, there's a little bit of tension right now. If the economy is declining because of a fuel crisis, there are going to be some companies that are going to need to raise money to pay for their expenditures. So there probably will be more news coming out, even in a global crisis type of event, because they need to raise money to do what they need to do, especially some of these biotech stocks. But yeah, if they have the option to hold onto their news until good timing, like good timing or good opportunity, then that would be the smart thing to do, you would think. Herein comes the question. Maybe the reason why there's a ton of selling is because companies are selling, expecting that they will need expenditures because of a global crisis. Maybe news headlines are coming out and then they're just pressing the sell button. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case too. Or amassing funds while the market before the market crashes, or the potential to crash. We don't know if it's going to crash for sure yet. Coming up to 9 a.m. in 1 minute here. If there's any more news. This would be a retest of VWAP setup on this here. 5 seconds left till the 5 minute close. Closing as a hammer. We've got a 2 minute kind of closing as a hammer on this retest. But I don't trust it. It's still hard to trust. Just gonna leave it alone. See if there's any 9 a.m. news. My entry would be like the break of 750 if I were to, but oh yeah, recent reverse split. $2 million share float, up 30%. This is kind of one of those biotech stocks, though, that has been selling off for a long time. Kind of hard to trust this one, too, if it's just recent reverse split news. I mean, they've, since 2022, they've done 6 of them. LMKS popping up. Whoa, that's a big move. I can't get in up here. It's way too high. We're yeah, that's exactly why I don't get in up there. Considering what just happened here, that might be a signal to just not touch anything. It pops from almost 200% in 20 seconds, comes all the way back down. Does it? It says 5 million share float for me in LNKS. Yeah, 5 million. I mean, considering that move just now, I wouldn't be surprised if the float was lower than what it says. According to Ross's scanners, it's 5 million, and according to TradingView, it's 5 million. So I'm not sure whether Webull or which one's right. I'd have to look at the filings. Considering that move, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised it was super low float. Yeah, BDRX, not strong enough, just sells off. Hmm. Yeah, that's probably the smart thing. That's probably the smart thing to do. This is just chaos. Oh, Ross even got in. I didn't even notice that Ross got in on LNKS. Yeah, I think he's probably done for the day too. I'm gonna hang around till 9:15, and if there's nothing that pops up at 9:15, then I'm just gonna turn it off. I'm not even gonna look at market open because there's nothing that I would even consider. Like for a gap and go trade, I would only consider something with news that has uh excuse me, something with news that has levels of support and resistance that I can identify. We don't have anything like that today. PFSA, I wouldn't trade because it's too cheap. I wouldn't trade it at the open as a gap and go. FCUV has no news. So it's likely that people just take profit at the open, it just sells off. LNKS, I mean, it's up 50% still, but I don't know why. WBuy has news, too cheap. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're on the precipice of it being hot. At least I hope so. It's too bad that an FCUV I didn't take a little bit more profit. 57. Oh yeah, his Easter tweet. His Easter gift. Yeah, I got in for this pullback right here at 757. This first let's pull back to the 20 here with this entry candle. If I had just taken more profit up at 790, then I'd have a better day, but I didn't see. I thought that it might actually break 8 after it comes back to retest it. Oh well, it is what it is. I have this pivot here that it's breaking, 766 FCUV. I don't know why this is even still holding up. Hmm. Three minutes to 9:15. We don't have anything by 9:18. I don't see anything pop up on news. And I think I'm just going to call it at that point. $9.15. Let's see. Yeah, thanks for stopping by again. Appreciate having you here. I'm gonna call it in a couple minutes here too. I don't see anything popping up, so that's just a walk away. Yep. I'll see you tomorrow if you come back tomorrow. Good luck. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything interesting. There's nothing popping up. So I'm gonna call it here as well. I'll be back at it again tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., the usual time here. So we sniped one trade today. Got about 20 cents on it. Not bad. Hopefully tomorrow will be a better day. But that's it for me. Thanks for everyone that stopped by, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Stay green.